Disney's live-action remakes were once the crown jewels of Hollywood, turning beloved classics like The Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast into massive hits that dazzled audiences worldwide. But lately, the magic seems to have faded. From The Little Mermaid to Pinocchio, Disney's live-action movies are getting flack from critics and fans alike, with disappointing box office returns and underwhelming reviews. Why are these films flopping? And can Disney rediscover its lost enchantment? Today, we're diving deep into the rise, fall, and potential resurrection of Disney's live-action remake empire. The golden age of live-action remakes. It all started in 2016 when Disney hit a creative and financial sweet spot. The Jungle Book blended cutting-edge CGI with a heartfelt story that felt both nostalgic and fresh. It was a visual masterpiece that attracted old fans and new audiences alike. Then came Beauty and the Beast in 2017, a colorful, lavish reimagining that captured hearts once again. These early remakes weren't just rehashes, they were celebrations of the originals with modern storytelling sensibilities. Disney seemed to have unlocked a formula: respect the legacy, add spectacle, and sprinkle in some modern values. The box office responded with roaring success, and the Mouse House's live-action train was full steam ahead. The rise of fatigue and formulaic storytelling. But as the slate of remakes expanded, cracks began to show. One after another, the films started to feel formulaic. The same beats repeated, iconic musical numbers rehashed, CGI extravaganzas that dazzled the eye but drained the soul, and a safe, family-friendly tone that left little room for creative risks. Audiences grew tired of the predictable rhythm. What was once fresh and exciting started feeling stale, like Disney was churning out cookie-cutter products rather than reimagining stories in bold new ways. Critics pointed out that these remakes weren't reinventing anything. They were simply recycling nostalgia without adding fresh perspectives or emotional depth. The case of Mulan and The Lion King. Two recent films perfectly highlight Disney's struggles: 2020's Mulan and 2019's The Lion King. Mulan took a darker, more serious tone, cutting beloved songs and iconic moments that fans cherished. The change was meant to modernize the story but ended up alienating many, sparking backlash for both narrative and cultural reasons. The film's box office performance was underwhelming, especially with pandemic factors included. Meanwhile, The Lion King dazzled with jaw-dropping photorealistic CGI, recreating iconic scenes shot for shot from the original. But critics and fans complained the animals lacked emotional expression, making the film feel hollow and distant. It was a technical marvel but an emotional miss. Both films had massive budgets, but failed to fully connect with audiences, proving that spectacle alone isn't enough to carry a remake. Star power versus story power. Disney leaned heavily on star-studded casts to market these remakes: Emma Watson, Will Smith, Yara Shahidi, and more. The idea was that familiar faces would draw audiences in. But star power can only do so much. When the story feels thin or uninspired, even the biggest names can't save a film. Fans crave emotional authenticity, well-developed characters, and meaningful arcs. Celebrity casting might boost hype but doesn't guarantee heart or depth. Many recent live-action remakes suffer from this disconnect. They have the glitz but lack the soul. Nostalgia isn't enough. Nostalgia was Disney's initial magic wand, but it's a double-edged sword. Early on, simply revisiting cherished stories was enough to draw crowds. But tastes are evolving, especially among younger viewers. Gen Z, in particular, wants remakes that honor originals but also innovate, expanding worlds, adding representation and updating themes. Sadly, many Disney live-action remakes have stuck too close to the familiar, playing it safe with predictable plots and minimal risk-taking. This leaves a younger, more diverse audience feeling underwhelmed and disconnected. Disney's signature CGI work is undeniably impressive, but sometimes it gets in the way of storytelling. The Lion King's hyper-realistic animals felt more like robots than characters. Pinocchio's effects occasionally felt distracting and uncanny. When visuals become cold and artificial, the emotional connection breaks down. Audiences want to feel the story, and when the CGI creates an uncanny valley effect, the heart of the film is compromised. Balancing spectacle with warmth and authenticity is key. The problem of pacing and runtime. Another common complaint: pacing. Many live-action remakes run over 2 hours, packed with extra scenes and sometimes superfluous musical numbers. This bloated runtime often slows down the story and dilutes the emotional impact. Audiences today want tight, engaging storytelling that respects their time. Disney could benefit by trimming scripts, cutting filler, and focusing on the essentials to keep viewers hooked from start to finish. How fans voice their discontent. Social media has amplified fans' voices and their criticisms. Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit are buzzing with debates about casting choices, plot changes, and visual effects. Fans want Disney to listen, especially about representation and creative risks. Ignoring these conversations risks alienating the very audiences Disney hopes to attract. Some vocal campaigns push for more cultural authenticity and bolder storytelling, urging Disney to move beyond its comfort zone. 9. What works? Success stories and exceptions. Not every live-action remake is a flop. Cruella, 2021 was praised for its edgy tone, fresh origin story, and Emma Stone's standout performance. It showed Disney could break from formula and take creative risks. Aladdin, 2019, received mixed reviews but was applauded for its vibrant energy and Will Smith's charismatic genie, bringing something new to a classic. These successes prove that when Disney rethinks narratives and character depth, rather than relying solely on nostalgia, it can still capture audiences. 10. Innovating storytelling. How to fix the flops. 19 o'clock to 21 o'clock. So, how can Disney fix its live-action flops? First, by focusing on originality and emotional resonance. Remakes should expand on their worlds with new characters, diverse perspectives, and themes that speak to today's viewers. Instead of playing it safe with nostalgia, Disney needs to embrace risk-taking, modernizing problematic elements, rewriting outdated tropes, and casting thoughtfully. Disney's live-action remakes have struggled because they often play it safe, rely too much on nostalgia, and prioritize spectacle over storytelling. But with smarter choices, more creativity, diversity, emotional depth, the magic can return. The real question isn't if Disney can fix its live-action remakes, it's whether they will ... What's your favorite Disney live-action remake? Which ones do you think missed the mark? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you want Disney to bring back the magic, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and ring the bell so you never miss future videos. Thanks for watching.